Ren, Dale, and Vern all come bursting out into the crowd. They are friends with everyone.
Hello, everyone. Today's the day.
Annabelle's getting better. Margaret, that hat just looks beautiful on you. I'm so happy you can make it.
No,
Vern,
put it
this
back.
looks so
Put it back.
beautiful.
Put it back. Oh, yes, Meredith. How nice to see you. Be sure to keep those flowers in place.
The sisters gather. She addresses the audience.
Fellow widows, lady sisters, welcome to the May 2nd meeting of the Susan B. Anthony Society for the Sisters of Gertrude Stein. I am your events chairwoman, Ren Robin, and I am so happy to welcome you all to the 1956 Quiche breakfast.
The widows applaud.
Oh, yes, it's finally happening.
Come. Up to it, Dale. That's a photo.
Dale leaps out to snap a photo of Ren, which Ren is immediately ready for. Click. Vern is pacing around the audience, inspecting the troops.
Nice pose, Ren.
Thank you, Dale. Isn't Dale just lovely this morning? I know most of you probably walked in here and thought to yourselves, who is this beautiful porcelain doll? But it was just Dale. Oh, and let us give a round of applause to Vern Schultz for our community center's fully modernized facelift. Doesn't this place just look beautiful?
Thank you, sisters.
Ginny rushes in.
Sisters, Luli is almost done judging the quiches, and then we'll be ready to start the meeting.
Oh, sisters, did you hear that?
Ren and Dale busy themselves setting up.
Ginny, I waited for you earlier. I thought we were going to walk over together.
Oh, Vern, I completely forgot. I've been so frazzled getting everything ready for today.
No, it's fine. Louise walked over here with me after I fitted her for a pantsuit.
I didn't even know you and Louise were friends.
Well, she's not my first choice, but I could certainly get used to her kind of a walk.
No, Vern, truly, I've just been preoccupied. I haven't been able to think about anything but quiches.
You're excited about eating that prize quiche, are you?
More than anything.
Well, I'll accept that.
Ginny, how many quiches were submitted this year?
Well, we have 74 sisters here in attendance today, and all but one submitted a quiche.
Who wouldn't submit a quiche?
Vern has spotted someone in the audience.
Looks like there's someone here who's too ashamed to let the light of day see her quiche ever again.
She walks up to the audience member.
Isn't that right, Marjorie?
Oh my, Marjorie, I didn't see you out there with all the other widows.
Yeah, Marjorie. We're used to seeing you up here with the other officers.
Oh, Marjorie.
That's right, the Marjorie.
Now, sisters, we can all discuss Marjorie's fall from grace immediately after the meeting.
Let's do that, by the way. Immediately after the meeting. Let's get that on the agenda, Ginny.
Ginny pulls out a small notepad.
I have made note of it as an action item.
Oh, sisters, the anticipation is so incredible.
I'm so excited for my first quiche breakfast.
Yes, and welcome to you, Ginny. We're all so fortunate to be together like this today. Not that I have to tell you that. This is such an important day to all of us, of course.
Amen, sister.
It makes you appreciate how brave our dear founder, Lady Ulrika Monmouth, was. To live alone in the woods all those years among the creatures and birds and berries, until the day when she came across that colony of chickens. The chickens who would produce the backbone of this sisterhood, the egg.
God bless the egg.
Oh, that reminds me. I have a surprise for everyone.
Dale mischievously smiles and heads towards the exit.
Now, Dale, you must hurry. Luli is almost ready.
I'll be real quick.
She hands her camera to Ginny.
If anyone strikes anything resembling a pose...
Absolutely. I won't let you down.
Dale goes to the exit, but quickly turns around in an elaborate pose, testing Ginny. Ginny is immediately ready for it and clicks.
You were testing me.
I was testing you.
You were testing me.
Guilty.
Dale exits.
Ginny, I have some new business that I'd like to add to the agenda for today.
The agenda is almost filled, Ren.
Well, yes, but this is important. While I was walking here this morning, it struck me. We need more parks. We have one. It's great, but we need more. So I would like to propose that we build and donate a ranger station.
Ren, we've been over this. There's no use for a ranger station. There are no rangers in this town.
Oh, but I don't think that's true. I think that if we build the station, the rangers will come to it. And it will be right in the center of town. I know the perfect place for it. Right in the center. And if anything ever happened, I could shout, "Meet at the ranger station!" And everyone would know what I was talking about. Oh, and I could keep an eye out for any kind of Soviet invasion.
Whoa. In the event of a communist attack, there is a much safer place to go than a ranger station.
Where are you suggesting?
Well, Ren, I'm suggesting you're standing in it.
In what?
Only the safest place in America at the moment. Currently, at the time that is now. You see, Ren, as Buildings and Grounds Chairman, this facility is under the care of my person, which means, by extension, you are all under my person. And while anyone is under my person, Ginny,
Seductively turning to Ginny.
I expect to be obeyed.
I've made note of it.
Give him a tour, Ginny.
Well, I did have this later on the agenda, but I suppose we can break from procedure for this one matter.
That's right.
Widows, as you probably know, when Vern...
Ginny,
She leans in a bit.
like I asked you to do it.
Vern, I feel silly.
Ginny.
Ginny holds her clipboard like she is reading a royal proclamation.
Upon the impeachment of the previous Buildings and Grounds Chairman, Marjorie,
They turn and glare once more.
one Veronica Schultz was elected to the post and tasked with renovating this community center. Under her direction, this facility was outfitted with a top-of-the-line security system.
Stepping over to the security door.
Exhibit A. As you know, a point of contention between myself and the Beautification Committee was this security door, although eventually we were all able to see eye to eye.
If anyone needs to step outside to the powder room during the breakfast, you are more than welcome to use it.
Vern looks at Marjorie.
Respectfully.
Yes. Now, in the event of an atomic bomb, there are two...
Dale re-enters with a large framed portrait. The audience can only see the back of the frame.
Look what I have.
Vern speaks to Ginny.
That's okay. We can cover that part later.
Oh my, what is that, Dale?
I thought Luli would love this. I was digging through the archives the other day and made the most incredible discovery.
She turns the portrait around so that everyone can see. An absolute hideous picture of a unibrowed Lady Monmouth holding an axe is revealed.
Oh,
Very
lovely.
nice.
I found this old very candid portrait of Lady Monmouth taken when she was clearing the subdivision now known as Oak Tree Falls. Now you can see here she is returning from the colony of chickens. I deduce this from the specially designed egg satchel she is carrying. And just then, a mighty oak fell before her and landed in her path. And this portrait was taken just as she began to chop that tree into pieces and clear her path. Even though this was a candid, I look at this and think, but that's a pose. A tree lands, she sees it, and she's dealing with it. She has to build a town, she's got a lot of eggs, she's got a tree in her way, but she's dealing with it. And it's the sheer drama in this pose. She was just one of those women. A woman who knew how to pose, even when she wasn't.
Dale has discreetly landed a pose, which a caught-off-guard Ginny scrambles to click a photo of.
Oh, Dale, that was beautiful. Luli will be so touched.
Ren goes and takes the portrait from Dale. She looks at it like she's looking at a portrait of her own mother as a child.
Look at her sisters. None of us would be here if it weren't for her. Her determination became our future.
She gives the portrait back to Dale, who goes to hang it.
Hey, Dale, I thought I saw you bringing 2 big paintings into the meeting today.
Oh, Vern, the other is in the kitchen. I'll be revealing that one at the end of today's quiche breakfast. It's an even bigger surprise than this one.
Dale Prest, Too many surprises. Oh, the anticipation. Could this breakfast be any more exciting?
Suddenly, we hear a handbell being rung off stage. The widows all get excited.
It's time. Everyone in position.
Vern goes to dim the lights.
The quiche breakfast is about to begin.
The sisters all line up. Ginny takes out a pitch pipe and gives the sisters their notes. They begin to sing. Luli makes her grand entrance holding a covered silver dish with this year's prize quiche in one hand and an envelope in the other.
We are the Susan B. Anthony Society for the Sisters of Gertrude Stein. We are a strong and vibrant society, together till the end of all time. And we know we stand as one. Oh my, is that quiche done? I think it's done. We are once, twice, three times a lady when we're standing arm in arm. Linked as one, linked as one. Hand in hand, hand in hand. We are stronger, stronger than any man, any man. We are once, twice, three times a lady when we're standing arm in arm. Isn't that lovely? The female voice in unison. Even if we weren't singing about quiches, it would still send chills down my spine.
This speech ends in an elaborate pose.
Keep on your toes, Dale. That's a photo.
Where do I look?
Dale snaps Luli.
Gorgeous as always, Luli.
Luli speaks to the officers.
Hello, fellow widows.
Hello,
sister.
fellow widows.
Then to the audience.
Hello, fellow widows.
The audience responds, but not up to Luli's standards. She addresses the current members in the audience and the officers.
Sisters, let's give them our customary welcome. When we say, hello, fellow widows, I want to hear you shout at the top of your lungs, hello, fellow widows. Now, let me hear it with pride. Hello, fellow widows.
They all and the audience cheer out their response.
Hello, fellow widows. Can you believe it is that time of year again? The tasting of the first quiche. I don't think I need to reiterate the importance of the egg to me in my life. All of our lives. As I explained in the foreword of my best-selling textbook, Women Can Yes, The History of the Egg. The egg is as close to Lord Jesus as a piece of food can get. So pure, so perfectly shaped, so delicious. I remember the first time I ate quiche. I was so young, sprightly, naive, and that first bite. I didn't think I'd ever find others who enjoyed quiche as much as I did. And then I found you all, my sisters, my fellow widows, and I, for one, cannot wait for you all to try this year's prize quiche.
The widows excitedly hubbub and gather around the table. Luli goes over to the portrait of Lady Monmouth.
Now, sisters, who is responsible for this?
I am, Luli. I found it in the archives.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Let us take a moment to reflect on how our founder suffered for our sake, feasting off of nothing but bits of bark and moss, working tirelessly to build a haven we now call home. This very day, all those years ago, was a historic day. She had promised herself that she wouldn't stop until her mission was complete. A modern-day Noah. But she was exhausted and hungry, sure that she couldn't possibly go on until she stumbled upon this very spot, the home of hundreds of wild chickens, nests overflowing with a bounty of eggs. And from those eggs, she drew the strength necessary to complete this town. I like to think Lady Monmouth is looking down on us today and smiling. Oh, and she's eating a quiche.
The sisters beam, looking up towards Lady Monmouth in heaven.
Wren, as events chairwoman, it is your privilege to honor our great hero by presenting this year's prize quiche. I wonder whose quiche we are eating first this year. This year, I chose a very special quiche to begin the festivities. One of such beauty and imagination that I think it may be one of our best quiches yet. I can't take it. I just can't. She just can't. Isn't that adorable? This year, our first quiche shall be
spinach, red onion, rosemary, asparagus, made with love by...
She opens the envelope and reads the card.
Oh, Veronica Schultz!
Congratulations,
Stop it, you guys.
Oh, you deserve it so
Congratulations.
much.
I knew you could do it.
Seriously, you should be proud.
Stop. I'm serious. Stop.
Please. Luli, if no one else has asked yet, might I do the unveiling of the quiche? Oh, Ginny, sweetheart, you must learn to stop being such an attention hog. You're in America now. Fern can unveil her own quiche.
Hey, Ginny, we can do it together. Come here.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Sisterhood in action.
Ginny and Vern place their hands on the dish. They unveil the quiche. They almost lose it, but try to maintain decorum. They all lean down and take a big whiff.
The suspense is killing me. Take a bite, Luli. Now, Dale. It would be rude of me as the president to take the first bite. Therefore, I will go immediately to my left and then one more over.
Poor Ginny gets passed over.
Ginny, it's just Ren's year to get to try it first. Yes. Chin up, sweet girl. Maybe next year. Maybe not.
Ren excitedly takes the first bite. Enraptured, this moment goes on for quite a long time.
Oh, it's so delicious, Vern. However did you make it? Oh, it tastes amazing. This might make everyone here just lose their senses.
That's what I was going for.
Ren, I take it the quiche has passed the test?
Well, if Vern's quiche has anything to say about it, 1956 is going to be our best year yet.
Oh, Vern, I knew you could do it. Surely it's considerably better than what Marjorie submitted last year.
Yeah, tomato and mushroom. That was a real winner, Marge.
Ew, I can't even think about it. She might as well have just put meat in a quiche.
Dale Prist, wash out that mouth. We do not even joke about putting meat in a quiche.
Sorry, Luli.
Need I remind you all of this sisterhood's golden rule?
No man, no meat, all manners.
Thank you. Meat in a quiche. Can you imagine?
Remember Petunia Bradley?
Remember her? I expelled her. Who's Petunia Bradley? This was before your time here, Ginny. It was one of the darkest days the Susan B. Anthony Society for the Sisters of Gertrude Stein has ever seen. 4 years ago, Petunia Bradley marches in here with a sausage quiche.
I can't even think about it.
She marches in here, puts it down on the table, and tells us we need to open our minds.
Ew.
Broaden our horizons.
I'm going to be sick.
I mean, can you imagine putting a sausage in a quiche? The moment you put meat in a quiche, it's all you can taste. It takes away from the cornerstone of what makes a quiche magical. The egg. The egg.
You're darn tootin'.
Next thing you know, Luli takes Petunia by the hair in one hand, takes that sausage quiche in the other, tosses them both right out the door.
I daydream about that a lot. I just replay it in my head over and over again, and I laugh.
Ginny has been smelling the quiche.
Sisters, we can't wait any longer. It just seems unfair to keep the others waiting in hungry anticipation. Ginny, you are quite right. We can't torture our fellow sisters like this any longer. Let the breakfast begin. Ren, bring in the other quiches.
Lights, sirens, this is it, the big one.
Ladies, here we go.
What's going on?
Luli, is there a drill today?
Not that I'm aware of. We have to treat this as if it's the real thing, ladies. To your posts. What do I do? The quiche, Ginny. For Pete's sake, protect the quiche.
Do you think it's the commies?
I wouldn't put it past them, Dale.
Oh,
But
God.
if they do bomb us, I'm sure we'll hit them back even harder.
Stop it. You're scaring her.
Are all
It's
of our
probably
sisters
just a
accounted
drill,
for?
Ginny.
I'm going to check the powder rooms.
Dale exits.
My cat, Rachel. She must be scared out of her wits.
Ginny turns to the security door nervously.
She's never been through a drill before. I'm just going to pop over and see how she's doing.
She moves towards the door. Vern sees her.
Ginny, no!
Vern lunges to the door and lands between it and Ginny.
Vern, I'll be just a moment.
Didn't you hear what Luli said? We're treating this like it's the real thing. Do you realize what would happen to you if a bomb did drop?
Yes, but...
Everyone and everything out there would be obliterated. And even if you could go out and get her, we couldn't let you back in, even if we wanted to. You know that just as well as I do.
So we would all just die in here?
No one here has to worry about dying. I've been preparing for this ever since I replaced Marjorie.
Luli addresses the audience, who voted Marjorie out of office.
So if Marjorie were still the building and grounds chairman, we would all die the instant the bomb dropped?
Then to Marjorie.
Dead!
Oh, Vern, I passed a little family of squirrels having an acorn feast on my way to the door this morning. Couldn't I?
No, Ren.
Ren is stunned by the thought of these squirrels being obliterated. She starts to come back.
So, what happens to us?
No one is to go through this door unless I tell you.
Turning to Ginny.
Understand?
Then to the sisters.
If Jenny had stepped out that door after an explosion, it would have sensed external radiation and sealed itself shut. I've rigged the door so it can be opened once, just once, in an emergency. But after that, the only way to reopen the door is with a welding torch. And that I left under my bed.
Dale walks back in. The sirens and flashing lights abruptly stop. Everyone freezes, waiting for the blast. After a few moments, the 5 officers slowly move together in the center of the room. They speak softly.
It stopped.
Surely that's a good sign.
They all react with silence, trying to slough off the tension in the room.
Sisters, on a day as important as this, I think Uncle Sam will forgive us for continuing on with our meeting.
They start to breathe easy again.
There are worse things than dying at a quiche breakfast, after all.
Huge explosions. Flash of light from the window. It's happened. The sisters scream and stand frozen, silently in horror. Suddenly, Ginny is struck with a thought.
Oh my god. I almost died. Oh my god.
Ginny?
No, I could have died. I would have been halfway home.
Shh, Ginny.
You stopped me though. My cat.
Oh my goodness. Ginny, it's okay.
I should be dead right now. I should have died.
No, Ginny.
I should have died.
She suddenly turns to Marjorie.
You should have died. You should have died.
Ginny, no. You were meant to live.
She's right, dear. You were meant to survive, like the rest of us.
That's right. Sisters, we should be thankful for Vern's preparedness. Because of her, we are alive.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
And personally, I think that if I am to survive something like this, I can't imagine anyone better to survive it with. My sisters.
That's the ticket, Ren. Let's all be thankful that we are going through this together, holding on to our dearest friends. And might I just say, fellow widows, I am so very proud of how everyone is taking this news, end of the world and all.
So what do we do now?
Vern, why don't you tell the sisters about the provisions you've made for us here, and then we can continue with the meeting. No need to let this spoil the day.
Sure thing, Luli. Now, we won't be able to safely emerge from here for another 4 years. Good thing I have enough dried food back there to last all 73 of the sisters here for exactly 208 weeks. If we ration properly, we should just make it.
Actually, if I may, we have 74 here at the meeting today. Right, so someone needs to be killed. What? At some point. What are you saying? Soon. Is no one hearing this?
Ginny, Luli's the president. She's our decision maker. Don't be such a dip.
We aren't gonna kill anyone important. It will probably be somebody...
She motions her head towards Marjorie. The lesbians consider this.
I guess that's not so bad. But 4 years? That's an awful long time to be together.
No, it'll be great. It'll be just like college.
Well, yes. Except without the men, of course.
The other ladies all look at each other. Smiles begin to creep. Maybe this isn't a bad thing.
Oh, Rachel. She would have been sitting by my front door waiting for me to come home. She's probably just a puddle of whiskers by now.
Vern consoles her.
And my father. I didn't get to say goodbye.
Dale, I've never heard you even speak of your father.
We had a really big falling out when I was 3, but I was almost ready to forgive him. I was this close.
What did he do?
Well, it was 1932.
We don't need to get into that now, Dale. We've been through quite enough already. We don't need to start monologuing our childhood traumas. My only loved one out there in that whole mess is my dear mother. But ever since her hands fell prey to that hand condition...
She motions the condition with her hands.
Yes, I
yeah,
remember, yeah.
They all motion the condition with their hands.
She hasn't really been much use. It's a shame, really. But none of that matters if we are strong enough to first address the real tragedy that has befallen on us today, right outside that door.
I know, the poor little squirrels.
No one cares about the squirrels, Ren! This is much more important. Without even beginning to address the slaughter of all those chickens out there.
All the chickens!
We must first remember that right outside that door is a table full of all those glorious homemade quiches that we will never, ever taste.
Oh,
My
no.
quiche. But do not fret. No. Fern has secured us some chicken coops in our food storage.
You bet I did.
And, on my orders, filled those coops with 14 healthy, sturdy chickens to accommodate the egg needs of this sisterhood.
That I forgot to do.
Vern, we've been through quite enough today. There is no time for jokes.
No, I'm serious. I totally forgot the chickens. It's been a really long week. Just a lot on my mind. Oh, ladies, I'm so sorry. This isn't like me. I blew it. Oh, man, I blew it big.
Oh, Vern, how could you?
I knew you never loved Quiche as much as I did.
Hey, now, that's below the belt.
What do we do? What do we do? No more chickens!
Luli, almost psychotically, acts out her morning ritual that she will never get to do again.
Every morning, I run out to the barn to get 4 freshly laid eggs. I bring them in and put them on my kitchen table, and they talk to me. They give me quiche ideas, bell pepper, basil, spinach, and cheese. And after I've heard what they have to say, I scramble them for my breakfast. All except one. One I leave lovely and raw, just floating in my morning milk. I'll never have that again, Vern!
Widows, we can't turn on each other. We must stay calm.
But with no chickens in here for the next 4 years, there'll be no more eggs.
No more eggs means...
Please don't. Don't say it.
Oh, no more quiche.
No more quiche?
I'm so sorry, Luli. You know how much quiche meant to me.
So this is the last quiche ever?
The lesbians slowly walk to the table. Ren steps forward first.
No, ma'am.
Ren steps back and Luli takes her place at the front of the line. They surround the quiche and treat it with reverence. It is holy and sacred. Luli slowly, one by one, begins to pass out the forks to the officers. Luli begins to get the evil eye from Marjorie.
What, Marjorie? What? We can't let it go to waste. Surely all the other sisters here understand that there is simply not enough quiche to go around for everyone.
They understand. It's getting cold. Let's do this.
The lesbians all dig in and take a bite together. They begin to stuff themselves.
It turned out better
It's
than I
lovely,
expected.
Vern.
Oh, everything's
I can't
perfect.
believe it. It's delicious.
It's so good.
At the end of the marathon quiche eating session, the ladies get full as Ginny mounts the table and digs her face into the quiche dish, rapidly and sensually devouring the rest of it. The ladies become intrigued, then aroused.
That is great technique. Look at you go there.
Why, Ginny, I had no idea.
Ginny, it's the last one ever. Savor it, darling girl.
Do not distract her. Look at that. She's doing it just right.
Ginny finally comes up for air.
Oh my. I don't know what came over me. Truly, I don't.
Beginning to inch off stage.
Excuse me. I need to go use the powder room now.
Hey, nothing to apologize about, sister.
I should say not.
Ginny, sweetheart, come here.
Vern moves in close, very close.
You've got a little, just right there. A little egg still on your face.
Ginny reaches up to get it.
Dearie me, how embarrassing.
No, I got it.
Yes, but I can't.
Vern seductively pulls Ginny's hand away from her mouth.
No, Ginny, I got this.
Vern slowly moves in for the kiss. Ginny starts to resist, but is under Vern's spell. Vern gets even closer.
That's right. Just let it happen.
They kiss, passionately.
Sisters, no! We are still officers of this society! Vern, what are you doing? That wasn't right. What? I'm not like that. I'm not a...
Oh, widows, don't you see? We don't don't have to pretend anymore. We needn't hide. We're the last ones left. It's just us. I say we use this opportunity to finally be honest with each other and ourselves. We don't need to say widows anymore. We aren't widows.
She steps forward bravely.
I've never been married.
Me either.
I don't even have a ring.
We need to just say it. I've wanted to say this for so long.
Ren, watch yourself.
Ren, no, dear. Not in front of everyone like this.
Sisters, this is getting out of hand. Order!
I gotta say it. I gotta sing it out loud.
I'm a lesbian. Well, I am. And I can't even tell you how good that felt. Sisters, join me. You'll never know what it's like till you just do it. Someone else's turn. Come on. Ren, you go, say it.
All right, I will. This would have been so much more powerful if I had gotten to say it at the end of the speech I was just making. But here it goes.
Ren gets herself back to the level she was at the end of her speech with a few hoots.
Here it goes. Woo! Woo! I'm a lesbian, and Dale gave me this bracelet.
She holds her hand high so that everyone can see the charm dangling from it.
And I gave me one too.
She holds up her arm next to Ren's, showing their matching bracelets.
Is everyone a lesbian? Secret lesbian societies. This is exactly what I was warned about before I left Manchester. Watch out for those Americans and their secret lesbian societies. They'll snatch you up.
Snatch.
May I remind everyone that there is still a meeting of the Susan B. Anthony Society for the Sisters of Gertrude Stein taking place.
Things have changed, Luli. We all better get used to it. Vern, it's so wonderful. You must say it now. We're the leaders here. None of the other sisters will have the courage unless the officers do it first.
No, Vern, don't do it. You're not. Don't you see? This is peer pressure of the worst kind. You're just an unmarried 30-year-old lady who enjoys a game of softball every now and again. Please, deep in your heart, you must know this isn't right. We're ladies. We must act like it.
She's right, sisters. You're right, Ginny. We must act like ladies. I think I may have given everyone the wrong idea earlier. I apologize. I'm not I'm not. I just really, really enjoy quiche.
Me too.
No, I'm just joking. I'm a big old lesbian.
Ren, Vern, and Dale all celebrate together.
Vern, I can't believe you! And in front of all the sisters!
Oh, please, Luli, you don't think they're all lesbians?
Finding two men in the audience.
Cecilia, I know, is a lesbian. She pushed a lawnmower once. Mary Beth, she's either a lesbian or has got a really funny way of thanking me for fixing her toaster.
The sisters encourage fellow sisters in the audience to come out.
You two are definitely a couple. Oh, you look so cute together.
You are definitely a lesbian.
Look at the color of Ethel's shirt. She is definitely a lesbian.
If you're a lesbian, stand up, please. Stand up and say it. You can do
The
it.
scene culminates in the lesbians getting the entire audience to admit in unison that they are lesbians.
Ginny, look. We're your sisters. No more secrets. You're one of us and you know it.
Of course she is.
No, she is not!
This stops the room. Ginny is caught in the middle, 3 on one side of her, Luli on the other.
Ginny, if we are the only officers left with any sense of decorum, then so be it. Come here, sweet girl.
Ginny starts to walk towards Luli and is stopped by.
Hey, Ginny.
Yes?
Ginny, remember the first time I fitted you for a pantsuit?
No, I do not, Van.
Remember when I went to measure your inseam and you let out that little noise?
Not at all.
And I asked you what the noise was.
It was a chair creak.
And you said it was nothing.
I was surprised.
And I asked you if you had coughed. And you said no. And then I asked you if you'd maybe let out a weird little sneeze. And you said
No.
And then I said,
well, if it wasn't a cough and it wasn't a sneeze, what was it, Ginny?
And you said,
I don't know, Van. Just keep measuring that inseam.
A smile starts to creep across Ginny's face.
Oh my. I am a lesbian.
Yes!
Ginny, no!
Oh, that girl, Ginny.
that's my girl.
This is chaos. I won't stand for it. Order!
How
Order!
can you deny something so basic? We don't have to hide. In 4 years, do you think anyone out there is going to care if we're lesbians or not? There'll be so few people left that it won't matter anymore. It'll be 1960. We could probably all get married if we wanted to.
Well, I never.
You know you want to,
you can
Lily.
do it.
Come on,
It
you can
feels
do
so
it.
nice.
We
You're
did it.
gonna
Come on,
love it.
join us.
We're your sisters.
It does feel quite good, Lily. Go on, you can do
I'm
it. Pregnant.
With a baby?
Yes, pregnant with a child. Well, Lily.
Blows up her cheeks as if she is going to say something, but just lets the air out.
Congratulations, this...
Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
I understand it must be a shock.
But how? How did it happen?
I fell on a turkey baster.
Well, I fall on turkey basters all the time, but they never have semen in them.
I'm not going to go into the sordid details right now. But if we're all being honest with each other, I feel like you must know. In 6 months, the Susan B. Anthony Society for the Sisters of Gertrude Stein is gonna have its first child. You all must admit it's a little exciting.
No, it's not.
A baby? We're gonna have a baby?
But what if... Oh...
What's wrong, Ren?
What if it's a boy?
Then we must prepare ourselves for that. To be perfectly honest, there's a good chance it is a boy.
To be even more perfectly honest, the chances are still just 50-50. There's really no way for us to know what's coming out of there.
No, this is a boy. I'm almost positive. Widows, I have another confession to make, and it's shameful.
Too many surprises. I'm still not over your last confession. We'll be down here for 4 years. Can't we just spread out our secrets a little bit better? Maybe save this next one for Christmas?
No more secrets, Ren. You said it yourself. I know this baby is a boy because I've been craving meat.
Oh, Lily.
Anything but meat.
A boy? What are we going to do with a boy? Oh, Luli, you could have a little penis inside of you right this moment.
This absolutely mortifies Luli.
Oh, Ren, stop
And
it.
it's just growing bigger and bigger every single day.
Ew, I've got to sit down.
Dale, fetch her some water.
Why me?
Dale hurries off for water. Ginny goes to comfort Luli.
You poor dear. We're all here for you, I promise.
Luli, it wasn't really a turkey baster, was it?
Well,
So, who's the father? Come on, be straight with us.
if you must know, his name is Pope Jones.
Oh, Luli.
No, Ren. Not my cousin Pope Jones. There's another one.
Oh.
He lives 2 towns over.
Were we just not enough? Is that it? What in the world do you want with a child?
Because God gave me eggs, Vern. Eggs! I knew God wanted me to hatch one. I needed to hatch. So as disgusting as the proposition was to me, and believe you me, Pope Jones was one disgusting proposition, I knew I was doing God's work.
Dale re-enters with water for Luli.
Here you are.
Thank you, Dale.
But don't you all see? Widows.
Lesbians.
Lesbians. If we're the only ones left,
We will be responsible for repopulating America. This baby is a blessing. We're going to need him.
You're right.
Yes. This baby is going to save womankind. Once he's old enough, we'll need to start impregnating one of our members pronto.
Luli begins to survey the audience, looking for the mother of her baby's baby.
We're going to save America.
We're going to have a baby.
And that baby's going to make one of us have a baby?
That's exactly right, Dale. And we'll really need our youngest members to start preparing for that.
Ginny checks her notebook.
Well, let's see here. Our youngest members, the youngest of all the lesbians here is... Oh dear, it's Marjorie. Next, yes. The next youngest would be Dale.
Oh my. I certainly have my misgivings, but you'd be the most beautiful mother I can imagine, that's for sure.
Yes, I think Dale would be lovely. What do you say, Dale?
I'm not sure I could do that.
The fate of the world rests atop your loins, Dale. How can you not understand
No,
that?
you don't understand, Luli. I can have nothing to do with that child if it's a boy. I haven't spoken to a man since I was 3 years old.
How is that even possible?
I became quite good at it. I would ignore all the boys at school. I would cross to the other side of the street if I ever saw one coming. When I go to the deli, I just write down on a little sheet of paper half a pound of potato salad, please, and just slide it across the counter. Keep my head down, no eye contact.
So, you've never even spoken to a man?
Since I was 3 years old. That's right. Ever since my father.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
I can't.
No more secrets, remember?
I just can't.
Come on, Dale.
It was 1932.
Dale has crossed downstage and is looking out in the distance. A spotlight falls on her.
My parents had...
She squints at the light.
Oh my, what is that?
Oh, those are just emergency lights I installed. They'll do that from time to time.
Sure. My parents had taken me and my sister to the lake for the weekend. My mother had bought me my first swimsuit, and I knew that when we got there, I would be able to swim. Oh, how I wanted to swim in that lake. I told my older sister Edith, when we wake up tomorrow, I'm going to go down to that lake and I'm going to swim. And Edith said, oh, sweet little Dale, we're ladies. We can't exert ourselves by swimming. Do what I do. Just sit in the inner tube and float. Ladies float. But oh, I wanted to swim. When I woke up the next morning, my mother told me that Edith was already down at the lake with her inner tube. So my father took me down the winding path, and we look out in the distance and see Edith all by herself, just floating like a lady. I ran down to the edge of the water. This was it, my first time to swim. I took my first tentative step into the water. Until that point, the only time I had ever put my foot in water was when my mother would draw me a lovely warm bath. But this lake was cold, and to my little 3-year-old foot, it was as if I placed it in a lake of sharp, icy daggers.
Great imagery.
I screamed. I turned back and ran to my father, crying, oh, Daddy, it's so cold, I can't. And my father just glared at me. When my father heard me say, I can't, he heard weakness. He hated weakness. And he raised up his hand and said,
You get in that water, Dealy. You get in that water. You know you like it.
I cried uncontrollably.
Dealy, you get in that water. You know you like it.
Edith leapt from her inner tube and tried swimming to shore to come to my rescue. She knew Daddy had a temper, but she couldn't swim. She only knew how to float. She was a lady. My father screamed after her,
Edith, swim, darling, swim.
Daddy, you have to go and help her.
Dealy, I can't get in the water. You know I've got aquagenic pruritus.
Now, I'm proud to say that I was advanced for a 3-year-old, but I didn't know what aquagenic pruritus was. I still don't. But I knew it was something serious. My father started screaming at the top of his lungs.
Get in that water, Dealy. You know you like it. Save your sister.
He continued screaming at me as we both watched my sweet, sweet Edith sink like a stone in the lake, never to be seen again, until later that day when some fishermen pulled up her bloated body. My father thought they were too rough when they were pulling her up and put one of the fishermen into a coma during a fit of rage. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. My mother was admitted to an asylum, and I just changed my name and moved on. Never spoke to a man again.
The emergency lights turn off. Ginny dabs her eyes.
Oh, Dale. Come here, baby Dale. Auntie Vern's got a hug for you right here.
Dale runs to Vern and weeps in her arms. All of the other widows go over to comfort her.
Oh, my lovely Dale.
Yeah, it was a tough break.
We know it was.
A real sloppy tear.
Oh, sweet pea, we had no idea.
Thanks, lesbians. I could have saved her, though.
Hush now. You were so young. You did all you could.
You know we'll never let anything happen to you, don't you?
You know you're everyone's favorite, right?
Everyone says so.
Dale, we will find someone else. You will never have to speak to a man again. Not even this little bastard in here.
No, I have to move past all this. If the repopulation of the universe rests on my shoulders, then I will do it.
You don't have to, Dale.
Yes, I do. For Edith, for the galaxy. Luli, I will have your baby's baby.
Deal, Dale.
They shake hands. The lesbians celebrate.
Oh, good for you, Dale.
I'm sorry you never got a chance to forgive your father, Dale.
Me too.
And you never saw him again?
Nope, not since his sentencing. I was there when they took him out in handcuffs and led him away.
That must have been dreadful.
Yes, especially for a 3-year-old. I can still hear that judge's voice in my head. You are a disgrace to your town. I sentence you to 10 years in prison. May God have mercy on your soul, Pope Jones.
The other widows stop in their tracks. Horror.
It was really scary.
Luli, your cousin didn't go to prison ever, did he?
No, my cousin Pope is only 22 years old, and he's black.
Vern goes behind Dale and pulls her hair back.
Did Pope Jones from 2 towns over look at all like this?
Oh, sweet Jesus, that's him!
What? What's going on?
Ginny, who's the next youngest after Dale?
May.
Then, Ginny, the job is yours. Welcome to motherhood.
But why?
Let's put it this way, Dale. You know how my mama's hands got after her
What
condition
Luli's saying,
worsened?
dear, is that Pope Jones from 2 towns over filled up her turkey baster.
Dale, this is your brother.
Oh,
As if she has been given a huge gift on Christmas morning, kneels down and speaks to Luli's belly.
hey there, you little bastard. It's your big sis Dale. How you doing in there? Do you think he can hear me?
Luli enjoys where Dale's head is placed, rests her hand on Dale's head.
Don't matter none, Dale. You stay down there as long as you like.
We're all waiting for you out here, buddy. You've got a room full of lesbians ready to welcome you into the world, and one of them is going to have sex with you.
Ginny leans down to the belly.
That would be me. Hello.
Dale is still at Luli's belly.
I'm really glad I'm going to get to be someone's sister again. I'm really glad we figured out I was your sister. Otherwise...
Oh man, lesbians, we're gonna make it through this. I know it.
Yeah, we've really got to hand it to all of our fellow lesbians here today. No one lost their cool or ran for the doors. It's those calm heads out there that remind me why we break quiche every year and celebrate the strength of the egg that inspired the Susan B. Anthony Society for the Sisters of Gertrude Stein.
Oh, Lord.
Luli, what's the matter?
I hadn't thought of it like that.
What?
What will become of him? Growing up in a world without quiche? What kind of a mother will I be in a quiche-less world? What if he can't taste it in my milk and he rejects my teat? What if he inherits mama's hand condition? A baby without any access to the egg for the first years of his life is more likely to grow up weak and frail.
Luli, I said I was sorry about the chickens.
I'm not laying blame, Vern. I'm just worried. We can survive off these rations as grown ladies, but what about a growing baby boy? Without the vital nutrients that the egg provides, will he just shrivel up like a little white raisin?
Fern, do we have a freezer back there in storage?
You bet your pretty ass we do.
Then we're set. We've still got all those quiches right outside this door. If we freeze them and ration them, then the little bastard's got some egg.
All right, hold on, Dale. The radiation level out there would melt Velveeta in seconds. Nobody can withstand that level of radiation.
For how long?
60 seconds, 62 seconds, 65, there's no way to tell.
There are 2 things you need to know about me. I was an all-star sprinter in high school, and I've never been sick a day in my life. I can do this.
She starts towards the door. Ren stops her.
Dale, it's lovely that you want to help, but what are you saying?
Words. I want to do this. I want to do for that little bastard what I was never able to do for Edith.
I appreciate what you're trying to do. Dale, it's too dangerous.
Have you all forgotten the spirit of our great founder? In the words of Lady Monmouth, deal with it. And I'm going to. We've got those quiches, we've got a hungry baby, an atomic explosion, but I'm dealing with it.
The sisters look at one another and confer silently.
All right, let's do it. Here's the plan. Luli, you hold the door. Ginny and Ren, get ready to grab the quiches. Dale, I'm watching the clock. At 45 seconds, I'm making you come back in here whether you like it or not. Deal?
Deal.
All right, ladies, let's make this happen. To your positions.
Dale starts for the door. Ren is waiting there for her. Just as Dale is about to open the door, she grabs Ren, dips her, and kisses her. She yanks Ren back up. In an instant, she's out the door. Luli holds them open. It looks heroic. The sisters wait anxiously.
Come on, Dale. She's taking too long. She's taking
on,
too
Dale.
long.
Dale suddenly arrives back at the door with an armful of quiches. She hands them off to Luli. At the sight of these glorious quiches, Luli turns them and hoists them high. The sisters go berserk.
She's got him, she's got him, she's got him. Yes, great job, great job.
But they don't see Dale go running out the door again. The door starts to close. Fern sees it.
The door!
The sisters scream. Ren leaps for the door but misses it. She stands pressed against the door as she hears it seal itself shut.
Van, do something.
I can't. The door sensed radiation. It's sealed.
No!
Permanently.
Dale!
The ladies all cry, hold on to each other, console each other.
Why?
She missed the safety instructions. I was gonna go over them with her one-on-one. Oh, God!
Dale!
Luli, stop. Think of the little bastard. You mustn't upset yourself.
How much time does she have left?
Not much.
Oh, my sweet, sweet Dale.
The ladies softly cried together. Suddenly, there's a tap at the window. Dale is standing outside, her hands full of quiches.
Hey, lesbians! I've got 'em! Open the door!
The women stare in shock.
Who's gonna tell her?
Ren, you tell her. Dale. Oh, my. Look at those quiches, Dale.
I got all the fluffier quiches.
Dale, honey.
But I could still go grab the cheesier ones.
Dale.
Let me in. I might be able to get the others.
Dale. I can't.
She tries to compose herself.
There's been a problem.
What do you mean?
Honey, we can't open the doors. They're permanently sealed shut.
Dale stands there, stunned.
Oh, Dale, I'm so sorry.
Dale nods. She puts her hand up to the glass. The girls gasp. Ren puts her hand up on the glass. The others slowly join them, holding hands all together one last time.
We are the Susan B. Anthony
Society for the Sisters of Gertrude Stein. We are a strong and vibrant society, together till the end of all time. And you know we stand as one. Oh my, is that quiche done?
Dale spontaneously explodes, leaving nothing but splatter on the window.
Ren, dear, she's gone.
Ren doesn't answer. Luli stands in front of Ren. She looks deep into her eyes. She takes her face in her hands.
Ren, I know, honey. We all loved her very much, and we have so many wonderful memories of her to take with us. And I really, deeply in my heart, have to think that there is no other way Dale would have wanted to go out.
She puffs herself back up and pulls Ren up with her.
Holding some of the finest quiches to grace God's holy earth. And for that, she is a saint in this new world. A world her little brother can now lead to prosperity thanks to her sacrifice. A future founded on the principles of Susan B. Anthony, Gertrude Stein, and Dale Prist. She left so much of herself behind. The quiches! Vern, let's get those in the freezer immediately.
On it.
Luli speaks to Ren.
You see, dear, Dale sacrificed herself so that her little brother could have egg. It's true. He will survive now. The world will survive now, and the egg will carry on. Yes, the egg.
Vern re-enters carrying a large portrait.
Hey, look what I found back there.
What is it?
Looks like the other portrait Dale had brought for us.
The surprise! Her new photo! Dale's photo! I want to see it!
Luli reaches out and holds Ren's hand.
It is with pride that I present to you all the legacy of our noble Saint Dale.
The emergency lights come up again. The sisters squint as Vern unveils the portrait. It is a portrait of two hands holding a single beautiful egg on a royal blue pillow. Dale's charm dangles from the bracelet that matches Ren's. The sisters are overcome.
Oh, Ren, with all due respect to Lady Monmouth, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Can we really survive 4 years down here?
Of course we can.
We've got each other, don't we? Linked as one.
Linked as one.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
We are stronger.
Stronger than any man.
Any man.
We are once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Dale sure was a lady.
The sisters take one last look at the splattered window.
Damn straight she was.
Amen!
When we stand together as one.